This is our first big plant startup in over 2 decades.
New technology, new treatment options. A startup is chaotic.
It's all hands on deck.
We don't know what's going to happen.
There's things that are going to go wrong.
This is an awesome learning experience.
Definitely go we.
We will see and get to know the true characteristics of our new treatment plant.
This is day one of the new side.
Day we've been excited for the last 6 months.
We're bringing seed material from our Meramec treatment plant. We're filling up a tanker truck, bringing that truck to here, where we introduce it into our aeration tank. That's to jumpstart the process.
We got the game plan, so we're shooting for the goal. We talked about what steps we are going to take to bring the new plant online, but we are anticipating something that's not on paper to occur, positioning ourselves to respond to what we face.
The control room is a very busy place right now. We're managing the existing process and introducing a lot of the new sides of the plant. Everything from turning on the air in the aeration basins to separating flow between the primary tanks, a lot going on.
Once we start feeding them, we'll want to keep
And that's not a bad thing.
food going in. So
It was exciting this morning. Coming in, and you can tell the palpable energy of everyone that has been involved for years to bring this to fruition and actually see it get water in the tank and flow through the train. And it was very, very exciting.
once the pump's on, bring it down to 90% and just let it ride.
The process we're starting up here is our aeration process. It involves microorganisms and getting them to sustain. We need to get enough mass here at the plant before we just open the gates and start processing full flow.
So we don't have any air into the aeration basin, but tomorrow we'll add minimum air and we'll start filling up number 3 primary. They're going to slow down their activity anyway because it's cold.
My team is responsible for performing the tests and procedures that the EPA says this is what's going to help determine, the impact on the environment. Right now, because we have 2 concurrent treatment processes happening, we have to test both of those to make sure that both of those processes are working.
This morning we started very hopeful and very optimistic. The first few truckloads went really well.
We are in a weather impact alert.
Still have one more band of snow to get through. We're getting a little
And then, yes, it did start snowing.
Feel free to ask as many questions as you want.
So this morning on day 2, we're doing some vendor startup training. They're teaching us about how our new gravity thickeners are going to operate, how we maintain them, and what to expect.
This should last 25 plus years. It should. I hope it does, because I don't want to come out here and replace it.
It's not your typical startup. It's very challenging to do to keep the day-to-day going while you're bringing new stuff in.
We're feeding flow into our primary, and the challenge that we're facing is feeding primary 3 while also feeding our existing primary. We have to perform this task manually to divert the flow, so we're down in the basement adjusting valves. Primary influence structure.
10-4, Caleb just confirmed that all the gates are open all the way to the contact chamber.
Copy that. Too much is going one way, not enough is going the other way, and we're locating a sweet spot that we can have flow going to the new treatment train and the existing treatment train.
Primaries are at a higher elevation than the old primaries, so make sure we're getting flow to the new place.
And we're using Sharpies to notate locations. This is a good valve position, let's leave it here. And we're dialing it in pretty much as we go. And I'll be in touch once I see flow there, because we will go back in the basement and make valve position adjustment.
I think the biggest challenge will be just keeping the new side running. So with the different technology and the aeration basins, it's a different process here.
So once he closed those new valves, we still can pump to the new side.
So this week we are doing a couple of tests to verify that the process is starting up and working like it needs to work. The laboratory provides results that will allow the treatment plant to correct their processes, and that will allow us to have no impact on the environment in the end.
So the one I'm standing right underneath is tank 3, tank 4.
On Tuesday, we found where our sweet spots are located valve placement wise manually to feed the two, the old plant and the new plant in a sense. We're going to repeat that process because today we want to fill up our aeration basin number 1.
The aeration basin's full. We're seeing flow over. Those microorganisms are gathering mass. With the existing plant and the new plant, the elevations of the tanks are different. So there was a challenge hydraulically to get the water to go the right way.
Because of the elevation difference, we're going to send flow. We're going to modulate the valve, the primary 1, to see if we can get flow going through both sides. And we have the level dropped in primary 1 as an indicator. If the level rises, we know we got water going that way.
The existing primary tanks are lower in the ground than the new primary tanks. So it took a little working valve work to force the water into the new side of the plant.
The whole thing up, and then we'll have to watch the level over there.
So this is a new experience for the staff here. Everybody here is relatively new. Myself, I've been with the district 30 years. This is my second startup in those 30 years. So it's a rare event.
But it's a great way to learn and understand everything. I've learned more in the past week than, in the past 6 months.
We have the valve position mark on the old side. It's not going to be science, but a little bit before it. Yeah, so don't reach it. So just open it. I'll be outside up top. And once I see anything flowing through the new side, then we'll kind of look at the numbers.
We're going to start our influent pump at 90%, the lowest speed we can, so we're not pushing too much water. See how it goes. So far, smooth. But we'll have to adjust the flow as the time goes on. That'll be the main challenge.
The goal today is to start establishing a sludge blanket in those final clarifier tanks.
You'll see your flow here and then your flow there.
What's that?
It'll take a little bit of time. It's got some, and we're pumping at a low speed. That check valve isn't even open yet, so
Where's that?
it has to build up enough pressure before it'll allow it to pump all the way up to the top, so it's not just spinning on itself and overheating.
When you're operating this plant, it's pretty straightforward, but when you're manipulating it, it's a lot of puzzle pieces.
Once we fill up the final clarifier, then we're going to allow the flow to fill our chlorine contact basin, and we're going to set out a sampler.
Dropping it in here. This level's going to change when we get flow. Should be live, man.
120 composite sample.
Okay, now it's ready to go.
This is exciting that we were able to face some challenges, deal with some things unexpected. Like today, it was pointed out that the mixer speed in the aeration basin we needed more control of that because it was moving too fast and it was causing much more agitation than we wanted. So we got that dialed in. We were able to talk with our automation team, and they were able to adjust some things control-wise.
We sampled the seed material coming in. We're sampling what's actually in the tanks. It's all monitoring how's that process starting. As we hit different milestones, we can start other aspects of the process. So we haven't had any panic moments yet, but we're early. We're just starting to get flow all the way through the process. So in a day or so, we'll actually see what the effluent quality is. So it should be good.
I did bring the doghouse. It's all hooked up. You will have to level it a little better. There is some a spare sampler where you had that one.
Yeah, the hypo building.
Yeah, there's another sampler there. Yes, again with another drop down hose.
That was good, Dave.
Yeah, but other than that, it should be good to go.
And you said I gotta probably make sure the doghouse is a little, make sure it's all right.
Maybe just balance it out a little better.
We'll just keep building that mass, that biological mass in the aeration tanks. The goal there is when we hit a critical point in building that mass, we can separate and start up a second aeration tank. It's kind of like sourdough. You build it, and when you get to a certain spot, you can split it, and they both grow.
Everything's running, everything's operating, everything's going smoothly. We learn from problems. So any issues that go on, that's the biggest learning opportunity.
Our clean water will be cleaner. We'll be able to take more flow. The new process will take 40 million gallons a day up to. The wet weather train will add an additional 60 million gallons. So we'll be able to take 100 million gallons through this facility.
More flow through the plant, better treatment, better overall.
You'll notice a big space after the aeration tanks before the final clarifiers. We may need to expand our aeration tanks to have different compartments to achieve different goals in those zones. You definitely have to look down the road. Projects like this are expensive. If you don't have that forward viewpoint, you got to do a lot of rework. It costs a lot more. So by having that vision, you can kind of set yourself up so when the time is right, you can act on it.
We're actually are going to be able to grow in experience as the plant grows in age. It's one thing to join something that's already in process, is another to help make it grow from the beginning through the end of our careers, basically.